Well, I'm proud of our team and our focus coming off a well-earned Christmas break, and I thought our players responded well. I thought we had a lot of energy at practice yesterday, and I thought we had really good focus to start this game. You know, going into this game, Wofford's lowest offensive point total was 67, and for us to keep them down to 53, I think that was a really good job by our defense.
Cora, or Maria then Cora.
Jordan, some teams can look a little bit rusty after a long break. Y'all looked ready to go. I mean, where'd y'all summon all that energy from?
I mean, just having that time off and just being able to come back and play a game. So we just wanted to take advantage of that opportunity. Like Coach said, we was the only SEC team to play today, so we wanted to, make the best of that, get everything that we need to get done, learn from it, grow from it, and be ready for conference play. So, we was all excited to play again. We haven't played since, Stanford, so, it's good to just get out here and play basketball.
This is about players. You guys locked them up first half defensively. How have you felt about the progress the team has made with each game in December?
Yeah, I think that that's just been a really big thing that we've been focusing on, and it was really nice to see that pay off. Obviously, we came up short against Stanford, so I think that this game we are really focusing on it, and I hope that's going to be the case in the future too.
Yeah, same.
Maria.
Jordan, you may not remember, I'm going to take you back to the Stanford postgame. I was watching the postgame video, and at the end, you're looking at the box score, and Kellie points something out to you and says something about it. To either one, that's a week ago. Everybody slept a lot since then. Anyway, I'll find the clip and see if either one of y'all remember what you were looking at on the box score. Sarah was making some answer.
Team turnovers.
Turnovers.
Okay.
Team turnovers.
I think we had 5.
It was really small.
Yeah. So we was like our lowest turnovers was the game before that, right? We had 6, and then we had turned around and got 5. So that was pretty cool,
All right, now I'm going to jump you ahead all the way to. You don't have much of time here to get to Florida. You're going to leave tomorrow, play Florida Thursday. All I remember about last year's game is that it did not go well. I don't know if y'all still remember that game.
Yeah, it's fresh.
How important is it to get off to a good start in SEC play right now?
This for me. It's like a new season. So we get to start over almost. And, we want to start the season off with a win. We didn't get to do that this year, so we can try to start the conference off with a win. And then 2, Florida's a great team. We see what happened last year. We can't take advantage of them. We just got to start off strong if we want to finish strong. I'm excited. I'm so ready for conference play, and I feel like we're moving in the right direction. And we got things going how we want it to go. But we still got room to improve. But this is a day-by-day thing. We just stay locked in and stay together. I feel like we can do anything.
Karoline, you led the team tonight with 6 assists, 6 of the 22. How have you felt, or I guess, what have you been seeing when it comes to progress on the offensive end when it comes to ball movement and spacing for you guys?
Yeah, I think that just everybody was really confident shooting the ball today, and everybody was confident in their teammates, and I think that that's something really special when the person next to you is going to knock the shot down, and just believing in each other, and I think that that's just showing how far we've come, just like team camaraderie wise, and it was nice to see it pay off.
Chloe.
Kind of building off of that, this is for either of you guys, that confidence and just having such a large win before going into conference play, how important is that?
It's good. It's a good thing going into conference with a win. Puts us back on the winning side of things, feeling good. But we still have things to work on. I always say that. I always feel like we can work on things. We always can get better, but a win is a win, and we never take that for granted.
Cora.
Jordan, if there was one thing that you had to pick out, what do you feel like is the biggest area this team has improved upon throughout conference play?
What do we need to improve on for conference?
What's the biggest thing you have improved on throughout
Oh,
conference
definitely
play?
our defense, because in the beginning of the season, it was something that, we really had to focus in on. We held them to, 2 points? 4 points?
4 in the first.
4 points. That's pretty impressive. I'm really proud of our, our urgency, our awareness, and we was locked in. So I'm really proud about that. And like I always say, defense wins championships, and that's all I want. It's a championship, and we gotta lock in on the defensive end if we want to win big games. So.
I would say another thing is just taking care of the ball, like Jordan was saying. Obviously tonight we weren't as low as the Stanford and the game before that, but taking care of the ball has helped us a lot too.
And I feel like our turnovers were like, they weren't like, what's it called? When they they were like unforced. Like we had a lot of 3 seconds and stuff like, but it wasn't like, them breaking away and getting like transition points. So when we cut that stuff down, that's probably about 4 turnovers right there. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry.
A follow-up to that, what do you feel like has helped the most for you guys in taking care of the ball better?
Like I said earlier, the focus, just focusing on defense, focusing on the confidence we have in our teammates, focusing on boxing out, going and getting the ball. I think that's all just kind of played a factor in it.
And also just taking pride in every possession. Like, we know we're pretty talented. I think we're pretty talented. So, we get a shot up, it's always going to be a good look for us. Either we're going to crash and get the O board or somebody's going to knock you down. So, you got to just take pride in each possession and, value the ball.
Anything else for the players?
For either of you, obviously Justine shot very well today. How have you seen her improve, and are there any lessons that maybe you could impart to some of the other players about starting conference play?
Oh no, I'm very proud of Justine. Her confidence is building day by day, and she wants to be better. She wants to be coached. She wants to be she wants it, and you can tell. So I'm really proud of her. I had told her, like, she had came down. I was like, Justine, what are you doing? Like, you getting the ball, you just looking around, like, shoot the ball. Like, what are you doing? She's like, okay. And then she comes back in and hits 3 in a row. I'm like, just keep doing it. Like, that's what. She's, bless her heart, she's a great player. She's a great teammate, and she just wants it. And I'm just so proud of her. But she's only getting better from here.
Yeah.
Sarah Puckett was 3 for 3 tonight, and she's shot a very high percentage since she's been starting. Just I guess for Jordan, how have you seen her take steps, whether it's confidence-wise or just taking on that starting role since she's gotten starting lineup?
I feel like Sarah's always been a pretty confident player since she stepped foot in Tennessee. Like I said last year, she wasn't a true freshman. Like, I didn't feel like she was a true freshman just because the way she carried herself when she got on the court in practice. But she went through a period of like where she was down. Quickly got out of that. I just stayed in her ear, and everybody stayed in her ear. Because we need everybody. It takes all of us. So I'm so happy that she's coming out that funk and doing what Sarah does. She gets buckets.
Yeah, she knows that we have the confidence in her, so it was only a matter of time before it paid off. So.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank y'all.
Thanks.
Oh.
Let's not point it out. Questions for Coach. We'll start with Maria.
They kind of covered it, but we'll talk to you.
I know. Do you really need anything?
You can come out of a break sometimes not ready to go. You were ready. So what do you attribute that to?
Well, I think they needed the break. I think the break was good for them. What we did after our game at Stanford, we stayed over in Palo Alto for an evening, practice the next day, and we were able to have closure from that game. If we hadn't have stayed over, that would have been eaten on everybody this entire break. But we were able to have some closure, move on, get a good workout in before we got on the plane and headed back home. And then I tell you what, I didn't know how they'd be, but they came in great yesterday. I really thought they were about as good as they could be, having a layoff. And sometimes those first practices back are you just got to grind them out. And And although it was a little hard early on, they were pretty winded early on. They had great energy the entire time. So you could just tell they were excited. They're excited. I mean, they're still giddy. I mean, they're just happy to be here and happy to play and enjoying this time.
Cora?
Justine's three-pointers in a row were, massive in that second quarter run. I guess as a coach, what have you seen from her, and how beneficial is that for you guys, for her to be hitting her stride going into SEC play?
Yeah, I think we have so much confidence in her ability to shoot the basketball. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. If there had been a camera on me when she got the third one, before she even caught the ball, I was clapping because I knew that was first an awesome find by Jordan Walker. She just hit 2. Let's find her for a third. I was so proud of Jordan Walker for finding her, making a great pass. I mean, I just knew it was going in. So, we have so much confidence in her. And everybody knows when you come in as freshmen, the level defensively is just another notch higher. And that's what she's been working on. She's gotten better at it. I thought she did a much better job tonight. So she's just improving. And like I've said from day one, she's really good, and she's going to be really good for us. So I'm proud of her. I'm proud of her improvement and her focus and her fight.
Coach, the tough part of the early season seems to be doing exactly what it needed to do, getting the girls ready as you guys go into conference play. Do you think if you didn't have that tough part to start the season that you'd be at the preparation level that you're at right now?
I don't know. I've tossed that one back and forth in my head. Did we overdo it? Is it right? I don't know if I'll know that till the end of the year, to be honest with you, or once we get some games under our belt here. We definitely know exactly who we are because of the competition that we've played, not in and not out. I think early on, we got punched in the teeth early on, and we had to figure ourselves out, and it took a while. I think now, we know who we need to be. We're starting to get that. Doesn't mean we've arrived at this point by no means, but I think, you want to know, you want to figure it out. And so the tough competition and the challenging schedule forced us to do that really early. And hopefully our players feel good about where we're at now.
Cora, then Maria.
Tonight was the 5th game this season. You've had 20 or more assists as a team. Just how have you seen the offense progress when it comes to their ball movement, their spacing, and I guess how happy are you with that progress this point?
Yeah, I'm really excited about how we've progressed in that area offensively, our efficiency, our ball movement. There were so many possessions today that I was just so proud of. They come to, I couldn't cheer enough for them. They came to the bench. I was like, great ball movement. It got us open shots, and it got us good looks. And obviously, when you're taking those rhythm shots, you're shooting a higher percentage. And we shared the basketball. We got the ball inside. They doubled us. We found the right man. I mean, just really proud of our players' selflessness, but at the same time, our aggressiveness. And I think it's been pretty. We've played some really pretty basketball. Not all the way through. Obviously, this fourth quarter we got to clean up some stuff, but we had some really nice possessions.
2 quick questions. You had all the J's right here. Let's see. Jasmine Franklin, Jillian Hollingshed, and Rakia Jackson. It's kind of a J.
Okay.
I think it was a long stretch, I think in the 3rd quarter, maybe with those 3. That looked to be a very effective trio in terms of they're so active around the ball. Is that a lineup you might see a little bit more of going forward, especially in SEC?
Well, I think the way that we have our starting lineup, and then we've got our substitution that really brings those 3 in together a lot of times. I think they play well together. Jillian and Jasmine Franklin, especially at that 4 and 5, they communicate well together. They were calling and executing some switches on some defensive possessions. I was really proud of that. And then it really, we can move Rakia around, but that puts her at the wing. We're bigger with that lineup because she's now on the perimeter, or at least a 3 player at that point. So I think it gives us a lot of options. And then now Rakia didn't go rebound until the second half, but you know, when she goes to rebound like that, that's 3 really good rebounders as well.
And then I'll jump ahead to Florida since you leave tomorrow. What I remember is that the wheels just came off in that game at Florida. I know it's a different team. This is a different team. But what are you looking for in that SEC opener from your team right now?
Well, we want to go down there and play the way we need to play. And, you know, I don't want to be cliche, play our game. That's what we need to do. You want to go down there and play with confidence, but also, like I said today, with urgency on every possession. And I think we started the game today like that. You know, I haven't really gotten fully immersed into the Florida Scout yet, just because of the preparation here. But I know their personnel and I know what they're doing right now. So for us, it's going to be a challenge. And I think the first lesson is this is the SEC, and you better not take a night off, because if you take a night off, you don't come home with a win. And I think our players understand that. At least our returners will definitely understand that. And you know, I think, like these two mentioned, they remember last year. We turned the ball over time and time again and just couldn't get stopped. So for us, it starts up with a defensive end, and then we got to do a great job on the boards, and we have to take care of the basketball.
Rakia Jackson has had a couple of really good games here, really efficient off the bench for you. Are you able to share any insight on maybe what's holding her out of the starting lineup, or if you see her coming back into that eventually?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we're playing pretty well right now. I think it's been good for us. I'm not holding her out for any reason other than just the way we've been playing. It's been working. I think we had a pretty good start, and she came off the bench and did really well against Stanford. Had a good game prior to that. So I'm not doing it for any reason other than just right now it's what our team is doing, and it looks good.
And then fourth quarter went 11 of 14 from the free throw line. How important is that stat to you, especially going into conference play?
Yeah, so we have a little thing called Project Free Throws. So we want to make sure that we're doing our job, making sure that our players are taking accountability for theirs and getting up extra free throws. Some of them actually got some extra ones up over the break, and you know, we'll have to make sure we maintain that. It's a good number for us. I didn't think we didn't get to the free throw line near as much in the first half. We talked about needing to do that, did a better job in the second half, and we're able to get in there and knock a lot of those down. So we're going to need them. You know, we're going to need them because free throws could easily decide games.
Maria, then Cora.
The Wofford coach explained how much trouble they had getting here. Their bus broke down and it slid down a hill when they got here, after they tried to get to their hotel, but they did okay. They made it. What about you guys? Travel Sunday, Monday was just snarled everywhere. Did you have any trouble getting there? I'd see you got everybody back. Did anybody have trouble getting back?
We had a couple delayed, and actually Horston missed practice yesterday. She couldn't get back for practice, but she made it back like wee hours of the night. So everybody was here by this morning. So I was worried. Just, you know, watching all the travel woes, knowing we had players all over. But it fortunately worked out, and the delays didn't hinder us too bad.
Rebounding has kind of been by committee, which is a little bit different than last year. You know, Horston will get into double figures at times, Franklin and Ted tonight, but I guess how important is it for the whole team to really be invested in that and to have that balance in rebounding? Yeah,
I think that is who we need to be. I think we need to be across the board a good rebounding team, and that's on both ends of the court. You know, some games are gonna lend itself more maybe to guards rebounding, some maybe to our post, but we've got to have players that are physical and players that are aggressive for us to be out rebounding our opponents, which is what we need to be doing.
And then, you know, obviously a lot of adversity through this non-conference slate, probably a lot of looking inwards throughout the season so far. What do you feel like is the biggest thing you've learned about this team through this non-conference play?
Yeah, this team, you know, I think they really want something. as a whole. I think, we've learned they need to be pushed and challenged, which is what we did with our schedule. I think they, we can really ask a lot of them in practices and continue to find more. And I think they'll respond. I think that's been the biggest thing. They've not quit. They have not backed down. They have not given up. We may not have always been good during those stretches, but boy, they bounced back. And so they have some resiliency, and they have a lot of belief in each other. And I think that's important, because if you lose that, you've lost your season. And throughout the non-conference schedule, they did not lose that. And that's what I'm really proud of. And because of that, we can just continue to push them and ask for more.
Kind of a short follow-up. Do you feel like the Stanford, even though it was a loss, do you feel like that game kind of boosted that belief in each other?
Yeah, I do. I do. There are no moral victories at this level, but they walked away knowing that for 28 and a half minutes or 29 and a half minutes, we did what we needed to do, but just lost our focus the last 10. And that's where, we have to take another step. And I think, that's going to be our challenge as we kind of move forward. It's putting together 40 minutes of basketball.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys.